Hello, I'm Brian Cooklin, Executive Director at Nord Anglia Education. Over the past few decades, I've had the privilege of leading schools and educational initiatives across Asia, Europe, Latin America, and the UK. No matter the region, one thing remains constant: the power of education to transform lives when it's rooted in both local relevance and global readiness. As we work across diverse communities, the question isn't just how we educate, it's how we connect. How do we ensure every school, every student, and every teacher feels seen locally, but also equipped to thrive globally? And here's what I found makes the difference. Firstly, you have to start with the local and understand that culture and regional identity. It's absolutely critical to respect the culture of the country you're in, the regulations and laws that apply, and to understand where people are coming from. If we don't have that context of where we are, what it's about, the history and the culture, then we fail to make the right connections. Nor can we make the kind of improvements and developments in confidence which lead to success, which is our ultimate aim. The best way to achieve success for any student, and for that matter, any member of staff, is to build their confidence and understand who they are and what they have to offer. Each individual is rich in their cultural identity and their local understanding. For us to succeed with an international offering in education, it has to be based on that depth of understanding and those possible connections. It makes all the difference in the world to show that you are locally rooted and understanding of how that fits both in the region and its connections to the wider world. Collaborations count, and this is where we derive our success. Secondly, we need to share a language that's understood by all. In other words, a common language of excellence. What does it mean to deliver and to be the best you can be as a student or an educator? What does it lead to? What are the steps, the interventions, the supports, the encouragement, the confidence building that has to take place in order to reach that pinnacle? The common language of excellence is about high performance. It's about teamwork. It's about recognizing your strengths and also the gaps you need to fill. And how do you get there? How do you know that you've reached this apex? And the reason that's possible is because on this journey of learning, you have been led by educators every step of the way to encourage you and to show you what it takes to get to the top. In any subject, in any curriculum, in any exam, we have to be adept as educators to know the students individually, to know how to plot a path for them that's going to lead to that success which they, their parents, and ourselves yearn for them to have. Thirdly, we need to empower a sense of leadership and shared ownership. If you are in the business of education, then you are in a world of perpetual change. If there's one skill everyone needs to learn, every student and every educator, it's the capacity for adaptability and agility in the face of the pace of change that's underway. And this has been no clearer than it is today with the advent of AI, technology of different sorts, and it's been augmented reality or virtual reality or metaverse or any other development. This has made it much more difficult for people to cope with unless they have that open-mindedness and sense of urgency of how to deal and adapt with change. If change is going to be successful, then it can only happen if you have built on what's there in terms of abilities, skills, and organisation. In any organisation, the leadership at all levels has to buy in to the direction of travel. In education, it's particularly important to empower students themselves. So giving them leadership roles, responsibilities, and a share in the running of the institution makes a huge difference to the success they're going to have in the future. So you need to prepare the ground and make clear to people what is the mission and vision you have. Is it relevant? Does it speak to them? Does it capture the moment? And does it give that sense of urgency that's required that leads to success, which is our ultimate aim for everyone? And once they have understood that and they live the mission and vision that's been identified and shared, then it's much easier to translate that into positive action, which leads to the success of the students and the satisfaction of the educators. There's no greater satisfaction in education than to see the growth and development of each individual student, reaching their aims and goals and achieving the success that we all desire. In conclusion, in today's interconnected world, aligning regional goals with a global vision isn't just desirable, it's absolutely essential. It ensures our students are both locally grounded and globally prepared. I believe that with the right mix of respect, structure, and empowerment, we can build an educational ecosystem where excellence transcends borders. Let's keep the conversation going. I welcome educators, leaders, and change makers to connect via LinkedIn or visit my website, briancooklin.com, because shaping the future of young people is something we do better together. Remember, collaboration counts.